I haven't built on camera in a long time. I fancy doing just a little small tiny house to get me back into the swing of things. The last video I posted at the beginning of January was done before Christmas, so it's been a while for me. I wanted to look again at the sort of tiny home things. So if you've watched my channel before this point, you'll have seen that I've been doing some tiny homes for different numbers of people. I kind of want to try and do a micro home, and I might even make a little series out of this and just try and get smaller and smaller until we cannot make it function anymore. So I'm thinking like 32, maybe even just 30 to give me a nice round number, and then make a nice kind of like tiny starter home from that. This is one of my favourite mechanics, the tiny homes. So let's try and... I'm never going to be able to estimate this, and I don't really fancy counting today. So that's 60, so we need half of that. So that is the space that we have to try and do a tiny home. If you've not played with this pack before, you get a lot of benefits from being in a tiny home, but I think you get like bonuses to your relationship gains and your skills and things. It's really useful if you can manage it. We can't do any kind of porch. Let's have a think about what we need to fit in. Kind of want to get a double bed in. So by the time we put that in, kind of does take up the majority of the space, doesn't it? We need to have at least a bathroom in, so let's stick in some bathroom walls. I think we can get away with a 2x2, and then theoretically we could have like the kitchen around here with like a little dining table, and then the bed. I think we might have to go for a single bed the way I've laid this out. Or you come in through here. Let's move the whole house. Just rotate the house for me. So theoretically we could come in here and then kitchen along here, and then we could have the bed. Let's try this out. So the bathroom I think is going to be pretty simple. Let's do the flooring. I was going to wait, but I can't see why. So I want this to be kind of cheap so it's easy to move in, but it does feel like it would be the thing that would match with everything, wouldn't it? Let's get some lights in here because I cannot see a thing of what I'm doing. I'm going to do these because they are the cheapest, some of the ones that do the most even lighting, she says, and then having a dark corner instead. I don't think we need 3 of those, Nikki, being a bit excessive. I quite like that kind of grey looking floor. So let's do a tile. I want to try and branch out a bit. I do the same tiles every time. Always go for these spa ones or these ones. It's a small bathroom, we could get away with a more busy tile. Now we're getting into slightly expensive territory. Why does it do that? And why can't I have a flower? Can I have it so the flower works that way around? Thank you. We'll have a thunk, not convinced. And then we could just go with like a really simple, do you have like a grey one of those? That's kind of nice with the grey floor. We need something for the bathroom. Or do we have a flooring that matches that? Am I just not paying attention? That feels better. I know it doesn't quite match, but for some reason that feels better in my head. All right, and let's get some doors. So we're going to want a door into the bathroom, which I think I want to put here. Don't want a glass door, that doesn't seem quite ideal. And then everything's kind of grey and quite neutral, so I can either do like a pale wood. Yeah, that's quite nice. And then we need a front door. Do I want something similar? Do we have anything similar? Do you come in that kind of pale? A bit too pale. That's a bit too big probably to try and then fit anything in here, which is a shame because I do really like that door. I kind of like that. And then outside, stick with a kind of grey. Am I back to just doing my normal grey build houses that I was doing months ago? Maybe. So now we've got to use up every available bit of space as best we can. So I'm kind of tempted to bring that one over. And then maybe that, because then we could make use of this space. This is pretty much gone as a walkway, but that makes sense. Let's do the bathroom first because it will be, she says, the easiest. I may regret that. This is nice and thin, and I think you can squeeze things up against it. And then there's a thin sink that does a similar thing. This is the one. Can squeeze it, but I don't think we need to. Some toilet paper. Let's get one of these under the sink. And then I think we just go with one of the open showers. I do 4 tile bathrooms quite a bit, so we could get away with putting a desk over here. Because let's face it, there's not a lot you can do in The Sims if you don't have a computer. Now, I don't know if this is going to get entirely in the way of everything. And I also don't know if I want any colour. Ooh, you know what? I like that. We're going to go for blue and yellow. So I keep itching my face. I think I've got hair. I like the pop of colour in that. So let's get a little table, chair. That's the one. Is the yellow too much? It's a different kind of yellow because of course it is. And that's a kid's chair, so that's not going to be ideal. Do you have anything that's yellow or blue? Different blue. This is kind of why I want to be able to pick shades at some point. So I think you can still get around that, but I still feel like we could put some stuff either side of that if we needed to. So let's do the smallest kitchen we think we can get away with. So I cannot bring myself to use these in any situation unless I absolutely have to. So we're going to be a little bit more expensive with the kitchen and try these ones. Do you have like a grey? Do you have blue? But the blue doesn't match. We do have yellow, but the yellow is paler. I guess we could get away with that, couldn't we? So if we did that as a corner piece, right? And did that as a fridge. And then we need 1, 2 as a minimum. Because we need one for them to be able to cook on. Although you can cook on the corners. So I might be able to get away with taking one of those away. Can cook on the corner. And then we need a sink. I realise as well now I haven't done windows. You can tell I'm rusty. Although to be fair, I usually forget to do something at some point. Let's just do these little ones. These are nice. Try and get the same height, Nikki. Did you do that? Yeah, just about. And then let's get one over here and one over here. I feel like ideally I'd like to try and get this to actually be a bedroom, but I don't think there is a way in the way I've currently got it laid out. That isn't to say there isn't a way, it just isn't a way I can see. So if I did this, hear me out, and then I did one of the ovens in there, which again, have they got a yellow version? Kind of. Does it clash slightly? Would you be better off just as a grey? Let's just do that. So this is theoretically now workable, right? Because you can chop on that surface. We need a bin, which we're going to have to put over here or over in this corner. Bin for the whole house. And then we don't need a dining room table. I think we're going to have to get the bed in so that we can be sure we can fit one in. Now the temptation is to go for a Murphy bed. And I don't know why, but that feels a little like cheating. But I guess that's the point, isn't it, of having these Murphy beds, is to be able to use them in place of. Can I make it so it doesn't look... Oh, that's quite nice with the like yellow design. The woods are kind of similar, and yeah, we'll go with that. So that pulls out as a maximum of there. Theoretically, I'm going to move that window. Theoretically, I am actually going to move that window. Although I like it there, but then it feels... Oh, that one's centred to the big wall. The other one's centred to the small wall. It'll be fine. So I'm going to put that over there now. Kind of need that space. You need this whole space here to function. But we could get... I think there's a small dining table. Why are all the small ones glass? How did I not notice that before? Are you pale enough for wood? You're a little bit weird looking. You know what? That's got a kind of good thing to it. Now the question is, if I put a chair over this end, can you get to the bin? I can't see why you wouldn't be able to. Oh, now I'm going to be on the hunt for a chair whose wood actually matches in any way, shape or form, which is not going to happen. What colours do you come in? Do you come in anything grey? Oh, hello. That was quite a busy moment. No, I can't do it. I liked the idea of the chair being able to fold away. So that's just too bright a yellow. Do we have a blue? That blue just is not the same. Like, that's really, really nice kind of blue. Although the wood doesn't match anything in here anymore, does it? Which is a bit of a shame, because the wood is quite dark around it. Oh, I didn't actually put a computer on that, did I? Might be useful. It's kind of the point. Oh, I don't want to get the really low budget one, but the mid-range one kind of cuts in weird. To cut in, it kind of gets rid of the whole idea of having those little shelving units. I kind of want to get a little laptop, and then it's movable. I hate that now. That's a no. You know what? Grey. This was your actual house. You could fold that away and get a bit more space for yourself. To make this really functional, we need some kind of bookcase. So we could either see if any of... Oh, these are not going to fit on the back of that desk bit, are they? Is it worth me faffing to try and make them? Probably not. That's huge. Where's the nice... That one? There we go. I think you're still in the Sims Reach. That's quite nice. What colours do you come in? Because that white feels kind of nice, but it also feels like it blends in too much compared to the rest of the things we've done so far. That'll do. So we've got bookshelves. We could put a little easel over here. I know we're supposed to be working to a budget, but it's not bad for start home money because the house is so small. Easel or guitar or something? Something extra skill buildy, because you're going to get a lot of skills in here. I want to see if I could... Oh, the lighting is just going to be trash in that corner no matter what I do, isn't it? From a practical point of view, can I get the bin under there? Again, this is not how you would want your house laid out, but if you needed space from someone who has lived in quite small places before, you find ways of making it work. And then can we then fit a microwave or anything, or like a coffee machine? Does it not click up there? Why? Okay. Can I make you? No, you must. Oh, you only work if you're on a certain thing. Okay. I'm just trying to think of other small things that make this like a more enjoyable house to live in. But maybe I'm kidding myself. Yeah, maybe I'm making this more complicated than it needs to be. I think we have everything we need. I don't know if this is a glitch, but I don't think it used to happen. When you put fences outside now, if you put fences all the way around, it becomes a room, which is going to mess this up. So I can't actually do much in the way of outside stuff. And as we're doing it like a starter home, I'm assuming you can build up and kind of landscape later. But I'm going to put a couple of planters out because they're quite good for skill building. Let's do some decorations and some curtains and stuff while I think about the inevitable thing I'm missing, that I'm sure if I am missing something, there is somebody screaming at me right now to add it in. Are you my best choice? Because these are huge. I have a tiny window. I have a bookcase there. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I need the curtains to be better. That's just what I need. Pink's a terrible idea. What are you doing, Nikki? If I did that and then scoot that out, that isn't going to work over the sink, is it? Right, you're going to have to go over here and we're going to have to scoot you out. In fact, we can scoot you closer. And then the sink one might just have to be what it be. Because everything's just going to go into the sink, which is less than ideal. I just need like a really thin net curtain would be nice. But this, no, that's huge. Let's just do that. I know it cuts in to everything. But we're going to pretend that it goes behind and it just touches the surface. It's fine. Everything's fine. And let's get some artwork somewhere because it does look a little bit drab. For that amount of money, I'm not upset by this. You could then really start expanding on things later. Can we get some artwork that's cheap that isn't posters and decals? Like we could do this, but it's quite plain. Let's just do one of these. These are always quite nice. Do we have anything that suits the kind of colours we're going for? Do I like the cupcake? I feel like I do. But I might have it over here. Oh, we haven't put a mirror in the bathroom. We've gone for quite a white bathroom. So we've got like a white... Yeah, let's do one of those. Pretend it's also a medicine cabinet as well. Oh, we don't have a dresser. Problem in some cases with The Sims is you don't need a dresser. If I moved this over here... And then if I rotated this, wow, that was the way of doing it, wasn't it, Nikki? I could put that in there. And then actually, in terms of space, we're looking much better. It's just that this bin just feels a little bit... Oh, you know what? We could put the bin near the door. You're going to have to go out there to empty it. And it's basically the bin for the whole flat anyway. What do we have for dresses? That's a colour that doesn't quite work in here. But the tiny living stuff should. Because it's all the same woods, right? So if I was to like scooch that like next to there. I know it cuts off the window slightly. But it gives you a good bit of storage. Or do we want to go for this? I feel like that might be better. Can I put stuff on top of there? I appear to be thinking, can I put stuff on top of there and not thinking, what would I put up there? Could be like a knitting basket or something. Being like another avenue of skill building stuff. Or theoretically, rather than the bookshelf over here, I could put like a small section of books up there. Because they function the same way that the bookshelf would. And then that bit just looks a bit cleaner. Let's do a quick roof because it kind of be useful to have one of those. What happens in The Sims if you don't put a roof on it? Does anything negative happen? I feel like it should. Nice and simple. I won't do anything too dramatic here. It does look a little strange. I do this quite often when I make tiny builds. Quite like the default with it. It just doesn't look finished when you put the default on. Trim makes it look quite cartoony sometimes. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. So I think, unless I have absolutely horrendously mistaken something. So this is 30 squares of a little micro home where we've got a little bathroom, kitchen along here, theoretically a bed in there, and then a little desk. I might look into whether or not I want this to be kind of something that I do as an option to do smaller. Let me know if you'd want me to try and do smaller than this. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nikki Star. Do subscribe if you want to see more of these kind of build challenges, and I will see you in the next one.